Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali from Ahmed Acrylics, and today we're going to make a super interesting black hole painting, so stick until the end to see some crazy results. Now let's get right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is take a sponge and take some medium magenta and start making random cloudy shapes for your background. The more organic a shape looks, the nicer it'll look, so don't try to make patterns, just kind of go random. With the sponge you're using, press on certain times more than others to kind of give it some depth look, like you can see right there. And keep doing this until you're satisfied, or at least the canvas is semi-full. If you feel like the color is running out, you can always dip it in more medium magenta and just carry on. So once you're done with that, what you want to do is take any yellow of your choice and start patting it under the cloud shapes that you made beforehand. I'm just doing this to add some nice color to the galaxy, so you can do it as well. A very important tip when you're using yellow is that with a black canvas, yellow can often kind of look transparent. So what you actually want to do is do multiple layers of the yellow, as you can see right here. I did yellow and I'm going to do yellow again, and you can even do it a third time if you'd like. The issue with it looking too transparent is that it kind of ends up looking green, and that's obviously not the color you're going for. I'm now going to add medium magenta again just for that overlapping look, and it will make it look a lot nicer. And then with the overlapping, you can use these two colors to make a really nice orange color, so you can use that as the middle ground. Now you can obviously do it to all the cloud shapes that you made. I would suggest only doing it to the bigger ones. And don't forget to add multiple layers of yellow, and then once you're done with that, overlap it with medium magenta to make a nice gradient. And don't forget, the background can always be adjusted, so don't worry about it not being perfect. We can always adjust it later. Once you're satisfied with that, what you can do is start with the black hole in the middle. Take a small brush, put white on it and a little bit of water, and try to make a perfect circle. It doesn't obviously have to be perfect, but try to make it as round as possible. So as I said, when you put yellow, it often ends up looking green, so I'm kind of adding the first layer right here. Obviously it doesn't look good, but that's okay. It's just for the first layer, so there's not black under. Around the black hole, I obviously want it to be bright, so I'm re-adding the white layer. And I'm kind of spreading it, but don't worry, I'm going to add yellow later on. So now I'm going to start adding yellow with my little brush. But now it's going to be a mixture of white and yellow, so it's going to look like it's really bright, but as it gets further away, it's going to get darker. Now with the same yellow I used the first time, I'm going to take a sponge and start making random clouds around the black hole. The blend into the black hole doesn't obviously have to be perfect, but we can always adjust that later on. Now I'm taking my white brush again and kind of trying to connect it to the clouds that I made. You can see that it's a very bright color, and this is kind of what's going to make it look like it's connected. And now I'm going to just relayer with the yellow before, just because it's going to be a brighter version. Once you're satisfied with the yellow clouds that you made, what you're going to do now is take medium magenta and kind of connect it with the yellow clouds you made beforehand. Not a direct connect, don't worry, we could do that later, just so you know where it's going to be. Now with some white on a brush, I'm going to add some details to some of the clouds. This just gives it a more 3D look. So choose some random places you want to do this and just add white little lines as an outline, and then take some water and just kind of blend it into the cloud. You can even do to the clouds you made in the beginning, so this is what I'm doing right here. And I'm using the same technique I did before. I make an outline and then I take a wet brush and kind of just blend in the white outline with the cloud. Now this next step is really important, so pause the video if you'd like. Take a sponge, put some black on it, and start erasing the actual clouds that you made before. This is going to give it a nice cosmos look. I would suggest being generous with this just because you don't want to erase too much, but don't worry, you can always add more color, but this is really important step. So do this to a bunch of different clouds. I would suggest doing it all around the painting, and you'll see at the end when you add the stars of how it gives that cosmos look. You can press more with the sponge on certain spots than others just to make it look like it's more darker, and that'll give it more of a spacey look. Now it's time for the stars, so what you want to do is take a big brush, take a bit of white and a bit of water, and then start flicking it with your thumb. Go for all the areas, you can even go in the middle, and we can always fill the black hole later. Just fill out the canvas with some stars. I'm just going to fix the black hole in the middle now just because I did get stars in it, and you can see it's really easy. I realized that I wanted the clouds to have more of a pinky look, so I'm actually redoing it. You can see that I'm taking off the white outlines I made with some medium magenta, but don't worry, we're going to add them again later. I just felt like the clouds were looking a bit too empty. But the way that I added the white, I'm doing the same thing with this. I'm adding medium magenta and then adding some water to blend it in. And now obviously I'm going to re-add the white. I'm adding white outline, and as I said before, I'm going to add some water to blend in the white outline. So now what you see me doing here is actually re-adding the yellow. I realized that I want the colors to be a bit stronger, so I'm going to re-add the yellow, and then I'm going to add a mixture of medium magenta and the yellow next to the black hole. So now with the sponge, take some yellow and medium magenta and mix the colors and put it on that sponge. And then start putting it between the clouds and then the actual black hole. You can see it's starting to give that fiery look, and that's kind of what I was going for. And if you don't like this, you can always just add yellow and then leave it at that. But I just feel like that fiery gradient that the black hole has is really cool. Now I'm going to redo the white outline around the black hole just for more contrast, and you can see that it makes the black hole pop out much more. I did say before that the clouds were looking a bit too empty, so now I'm just patting some medium magenta around it just to give it some more depth. I also wasn't a huge fan of the yellow in the background, so I'm actually putting medium magenta over it, but the mixture of the two colors gives it a really nice peachy pink look. So this is how I'm basically doing it. I'm putting medium magenta, and once I have that down, I'm going to put some yellow on top of that medium magenta just to layer it, and then I'm going to add more medium magenta for the final look. And now because of that, if you look at the painting, it has a much cooler fairy dust looking cosmos. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to say, but the mixture of these two colors gives it a really nice blend. Now I'm just adding some little details, and I want to make a star, so what I'm doing is adding a little bit of white, blending it into the black, and then adding more white, and I keep blending it until I get a cool little, glowy look. And finally, I want to add some black near the black hole area just because I want it to look a bit more, realistic. So I'm taking black and I'm kind of taking away some of the color. So once you're satisfied with how much black you've added near the middle, I would suggest taking a sponge with some yellow on it and actually re-layering the black, just because it'll give it more of a cosmos look and it'll look a bit more full and yet look like it has depth. And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments below. I would really appreciate if you guys can subscribe and share with your friends. And if you plan on remaking it, I'd love to see it, so tag me on my Instagram or on my TikTok. They'll both be in the description below. Thank you once again, and take care, guys.